African politicians never cease to amaze me. A president who has stayed in power for the past 40 years, he is still contesting for another term. And this time around, it's not about Uganda. Yes, this time around, it's about Congo Brazzaville, your Republic of Congo. Republic of Congo president have been in power for almost about 40 years plus now. Yes, if I may tell, per the records, he has been in power for since, understand, for a long time, since 1979. He was in power 1979 to 1992, and he was voted out, and later on came in power since 1997 to date. He's still the president of Republic of Congo, that is Congo Brazzaville. Today, we are looking more into Congo Brazzaville's next election coming up and on the 15th of March 2026. So we'll be diving into the details and give you more update on what exactly is on the ground and the opposition parties as well. So welcome to the deep dive as we take you on today. We will be discussing more about Congo Brazzaville general election 2026 will be happening on the 15th of March 2026. And you know, the president already, the one in charge, has been on power for the past 40 years and is still contesting. Today, we will be looking at why so. Yes, he happened to be the incumbent president called Denis Sassou. Yes, Denis Sassou Nguesso. He has been in power since 1997. And his previous government, or let me say previously, he has been in power previously from 1979 to 1992. And then he was voted out and then later came on since 1997 to date, and he is still the president for the Republic of Congo. One of Africa's longest serving leaders with over 40 cumulative years in power. Candidate of the Congolese Labour Power, PCT. He officially announced he will return again in 2026, seeking another term. Main opposition in 2026, unlike in many countries, Congo Brazzaville's opposition is fragmented, but in 2026, opposition alliance, 3 parties formed. The Alliance for Democratic Alternation, which includes Rally for Democracy and Development, and also Republicans People's Party. So you can see that these are the 3 parties who form one, calling themselves to be the Alliance of Democracy Alternation, which they are all fighting against Sassou. So as they are fighting against the incumbent, who is Denis Sassou Nguesso, now the question is, why do African leaders love to power their people for more years on power? Why is African so happy about power? Why don't they want to leave the power for others to also rule up? Remember, others parties, or let me say the opposition parties, try to during those terms, but some of them have been jailed for the past 20 years this, and I'll be giving you guys more details on that as well. Now, the goal is unite against Sassou Nguesso in the 2026 election. Weakness of the opposition. Many major opposition leaders are in prison and sidelined. 2 key former candidates, General Jean-Marie, Michel Mokoko, Andre Okombi, Salisa, both serving 20 years in prison sentence after contesting earlier election results. So meaning that they've contested against Denis Sassou, and the result was not good with them. Looking at what happened in Uganda this earlier on the 15th of January, same thing happened to them as well, and later they were jailed for 20 years. So there is we have a lot to talk about here as well. Now, let's look at this. This has significantly weakened the opposition's ability to compete. History of the current president early life and the military career. He was born in the year 1943 in Edo Village, joined the army in the early 1960s, trained in Algeria and France, rose quickly to the senior military ranks and becomes influential politically. First presidency, which I told you earlier, was in 1979 to 1992. Came to power under a Marxist one-party system. Led the country during the Cold War era, lost power after multi-party elections in 1992. That was when he lost to the opposition party. Now he returned to power via civil war in the year 1997, overthrown the elected president then in the 1992, Pascal Lesoba, after a civil war. He has ruled continuously since then. Elections, constitutionals changed. He won elections in 2002, 2009, 2016, 2021. Major move in 2025. In 2015, he changed the constitution to remove term limit, age limit for presidency. So now, if you want to be a president in Congo Brazzaville, there's no matter your age, you can be a president in Congo Brazzaville. So even if you are 70 years, 80 years, 90 years, 100 years, if you want to contest as a president, yes, you can contest. And if you win, you can continue to be a president for Congo Brazzaville or the Republic of Congo. Well, this allows him to keep running political reputations and criticism. Supporters say provides stability after civil war, maintains oil-based economy, strong state control. Critics also say elections often disputed, opposition depression, long-term authoritarian rule. Key issues here in the 2026 election is that the major theme expected: youth unemployment, economic diversification beyond oil, political freedoms, leadership succession. Leadership succession. Well, in today's government, when it comes to Africa, our politicians turn out to be like, okay, yeah, they love the 10% argument where a foreigner or the Western world will come for our oil and give us 10%. They'll come for our bauxite and give us 10%, our cocoa and give us 10%, magnesium and give us 10%, and everything that Africa own, the Western world will come for it and tell us they are giving us 70% of that as our benefit. And so, with Denis Sassou, he has been on power for the past 40 years. He has served Republic of Congo for the past 40 years. And he's still contesting in the 2026 general election coming up on the 15th of March. And he's still contesting against the Alliance party, which happen to be the three parties who are formed to one, who are fighting against him. So you can see that in Africa, our leaders love power than the people they have in their country. And in a quick summary, let me also put it on record that the incumbent, Denis Sassou Nguesso, in power most of last 45 years. Opposition coalition called Alliance for Democratic Alternation, but weakened election date, 15th March 2026. Main history of one of the Africa's longest ruling leaders seeking another term amid the fragmented opposition. So despite whatever everybody will say, this man say, Denis Sassou say, no, I'm still going to contest for the presidency. Remember, I told you he was born in the year 1943. So if you calculate the year, you will know how old he is. When he's a grown-up man, very, very, very well. He has grown up very, very, very well. He's an old man, but he's still contesting against the Gen Z. So let's see what happens next in the general election of the Congo Brazzaville.